Hey everybody, this is Jason Schondra with New Age Air. We're out of Pottstown, just maybe about 20 minutes down the road here. A lot of you people already know me, and I want to take a minute just to talk about my friend Doug Wyatt. Doug and I have been friends now for almost 15 years. He really started along with me at the beginning of my sales journey. It has been an unbelievable road from where we started to where we are now. And what I can tell you is that I have grown a lot as both a salesman and as a person from my relationship with Doug. One thing that's really important to know about him is he will absolutely get the best out of you that you are capable of. And I really believe that at the end of the day, his mission in life is to help you grow to be the best that you can be and the best version of yourself. And it really is something when you get in a room with this guy and he starts to help you become who you can be. So I know one of the requirements for this event that's coming up in a week or two is that leadership has to attend. What I can tell all you business owners out there is that if you get in a room with Doug and you give it an honest effort to understand what he is about and what this program offers, you will absolutely feel the same way I do about what I learned the first time with Doug, which was this was one of the most powerful experiences that I had ever gone through at that point. To really understand and to really get the most out of what is to come if you do want to work with his program, there is no substitute with spending other time with gentlemen like me, with gentlemen like Doug, and some of the other contractors to really unlock what you're capable of. I think you can't really undersell how important the in-persons are. And these guys have a way of getting people to open up and kind of stretch their boundaries a little bit. And that's really critical. That part is very difficult to accomplish in virtual sessions and anywhere else. Put me in a room with anyone, and we generally pretty quickly can figure out what kind of people we're in a room with. And you realize these are good people that really have only the best intentions. They're really trying to get the best out of you. They're trying to show you that you can be more than what you are. And then as far as the in-person events, I've done enough in-person events to understand that there is a lot of value, especially in the role plays. If you get the right mix of contractors in there who are, dipping their toe in this style of management, wondering what are some of these other companies doing that, really supercharges a service team or supercharges a sales team. What are these guys doing? And then they begin to realize there's this thing called role play that maybe they haven't done before. And then they get taught how to do the role play. Because that was kind of an important thing. You understand it's not some fruity thing that, is embarrassing. You can talk to another person. When we do role plays with the sales team in here, I say, you don't have to pretend you're a homeowner. Pretend you're just you. Let's just go through this closing sequence and see how it works. Let's go through this questioning sequence and see how it works. Just talk to each other as normal people. And then you begin to realize that there's no magic to role play. It's just a repetition, like taking reps in the batting cage, like hitting a bucket of balls. That's what role play is. And that was really important when we came back after that first one. And back then it was just me doing sales. When I did the first one, it was just me. So the role play was me in the mirror. The role play was me in the truck, listening back then to the DVDs and CDs, and then repeating back what I said and then just doing that. Something else that I'd like to mention is the last time I was out training with Doug, and it was an in-person event, I had to fly halfway across the country, and it was $2,500 per person. That particular trip cost me almost $10,000 for my team to go out there. And yes, we absolutely recoup that investment over the next 2 to 3 months and increase sales and increase productivity in my company. But had I been able to do exactly the same program for a fraction of less than a tenth of that cost and not have to get on a plane, I can just get in my car and come to this program for 2 days, that would have been unbelievable. The value that you will get out of this program in the time that you're going to spend with Doug far outweighs what you're going to invest. And it literally, I was shocked when he told me what the investment was for this 2-day program. Because I know what it's going to generate for you, and there's nothing else that I can think of that you would invest this amount in that you're going to get your investment back 100-fold. I can guarantee that from the 2 days, it's easily going to be 100. If you strive to implement the CSR, and the service tech, and your salesman. And you get those three teams working at this program. One, just focusing them on something, even if somehow you don't manage to implement this, but just the greater interaction that you'll have with them, even just following up to see how things are coming along, you will get your $250 a week out of it. It's impossible not to. Simply opening up more communication, because, for argument's sake, say they don't get anything implemented, but I'm checking in with each one of these people more than I normally would to see if they're getting it done. And as long as it doesn't turn into a bitch fest where we complain about why aren't you doing this, that communication back and forth between each one of those departments to see what's working and why it's not or whatever, it's going to generate something that is going to generate more than $250. It's impossible not to. You spend a little more time communicating, an hour a week between those three groups, communicating more, there's no way you don't get $250 back. And even if you figure out how much gross margin do I have to generate to get $250? So maybe it's $500 or $600 you have to generate a week to get that back. I guarantee at least one person in your office, on your service tech team, and in your sales team will internalize this enough to get you $600 more a week. So some of you may be concerned about the 1-year commitment that you're going to have to make to get the most out of this program. But what I can tell you is that in the past, and I think you probably can all agree, you've been to training, you get some great ideas, you come back, and maybe for the first couple days, maybe a week, it seems like there's some momentum going in the right direction. And then we all get distracted and move to here, move to there, and do something. And the next thing you know, we're 6 months down the road, and it's almost like we've forgotten about this altogether. The key to this program is you go, you get your in-person training, and then you have a full suite of online tools that will allow you to implement this program over the next year so that you can maximize the value that you get out of it. You're not going to have to remember to have your meetings and to talk to your people and then to spend hours in meetings with them, making sure things are happening. You can set up a schedule and a training schedule that they will have to do self-learning. You can then follow up and see in the portal how well they're meeting the expectations in the lessons. And you're going to be able to see monumental gains month over month over month, because the people that you have with you in your organization are going to be able to do this program on their own time when they're available and when they can fit it in. It's a perfect program. It's laid out in a way that it's intuitive and makes sense. One module builds on the other, and you're really going to be able to see that you can implement this very easily over the next 12 months and really see the gains. Partly because a lot of it's going to be automated. You're going to have to play a role in it, but so much of it can be handled by your people. And they're really going to take to it, because when they see how much improvement they get module to module and how they're doing better in their day-to-day lives, you're going to find that this program is going to take off on its own.